So let me tell you a story about Jordan's Way. Back in 2009, I moved here from New Jersey all the way to Florida. I was moving here because of a bad breakup, and I was actually battling a pretty bad case of depression. Also got thrown out of college for plagiarism. I was in a dark place, and I needed a friend. I just didn't want to make any human friends. So I went to about 25 animal shelters in the Tampa Bay area. And one of the shelters I went to happens to be located in Pasco County, Florida. It was a shelter that was run basically outside. I found Jordan in the back of that shelter. She was in about 100-degree weather. She's been there her entire life. When I asked questions, they didn't know the answers. They knew she's been there for over 4 years, over 1,000 days. They didn't know how she was with animals, kids, pretty much anybody. I asked questions, they didn't have the answers. So my first impression was to take this dog home. And that's what I did. I took Jordan home, and a beat down, depressed kid and a dog that basically had no chance, no actual chance to survive. We both had hope, and we gave it to each other. For the next 10 years, I built a relationship that even after marriage, I still haven't found a friend like that. When Jordan passed away in 2019, I kind of built something inside of me. It was a fire. And that fire was to do something for her that I couldn't do for them back then when I met her. And I couldn't have done it with her by my side either. So when she left, that's when I started Jordan's Way. Jordan gave me confidence and built a kind of just a fire in me to go across the country and show people who Jordan was and that there are a lot of Jordans out there. And Jordan inspired me to find a talent I didn't know I had. I speak for 3 hours, 25 times a month. I've raised over $10 million for shelters in 4 years. Every tour I go on, right before I go, I visit that shelter. I put a rose on her kennel to let her know, like, I'm still here. I'm doing this for you. I see a lot of Jordans around the country, dogs that have been in shelters 300, 400, 500 days, up to 10 years. And I still, in my heart, I still see her. And every shelter I go to, I'm looking for her. I'm looking for her spirit every time I walk into the shelters. The energy that comes from those kennels builds me up. People always ask me, is it monster drinks? Is it coffee that makes you talk for 3 hours nonstop? No. It's the first look, the first dog I see, especially the ones in the back. Because most of the ones in the back have been there the longest. Jordan was saved by me. She saved me twice. She saved me from depression, but she also saved me from losing everything. When she passed away, I had nothing. She fell to the floor and so did I. Jordan was the underdog, so I usually handpick my shelters. I pick the underdogs across the country. You won't see me in LA, New York, you won't see me in South Beach. You're gonna see me in the places that nobody else goes to. The place where dogs have been there forever. There's no signage to see the shelter even exist. So when I show up, people are stunned. They're like, how did you find us? We're not even on Google Maps. How did you even locate us? Who told you about us? So when I show up, people come out. The community shows up. Because who has shown up for them before me? Nobody. Nobody has shown up before I show up. Nobody's been more places than I have. So when I show up, people show up. Jordan's Way has been a way that rebuilt me, has rebuilt confidence for shelters when I show up. It's brought in communities out. I've met over 100 mayors, 100 sheriffs. I've visited and seen over 100,000 people over the 4 years. I'm trying to push even harder now, to do things that nobody's ever tried to do for shelters. Whether it's the big companies that people know of from commercials, or it's just that, the influencers that you think are influencing something. Jordan influenced me. I've influenced a lot of money with a $9 selfie stick. And now I'm trying to do more. Be a patron for Jordan's Way. Be a follower for Jordan's Way. Help me find your Jordan.